and welcome to another Speakers on Edge. We're doing 15 minutes of fame today, and oh boy, have we got a voice of vision with a message that matters. His name's Ray. Ray, who are you?
Hey Jake, I'm Ray Smith. I'm a farm kid from South Dakota, and now I'm a business owner. And I just wanted to share my story with your audience to let people know that there is hope, no matter where you come from, no matter your background. You don't need to come from a rich family. I grew up on a 3,500-acre dairy farm and went to a one-room school.
Is there something about South Dakota that we don't know about?
It's cold in the winter, that's for sure, and that season's coming up. But it's a beautiful place. It's all about community and families and everyone helping each other, and that's really how I designed our company, with that same passion and that same mission. I went to a one-room schoolhouse, like Little House on the Prairie. It was the same one that my dad went to and his mom, and I was the only one in my grade. For 8 years, I was the only one in my grade. So I was always at the top of my class. And then from there, I went in and we get our driver's license when we're 14. And I had to drive 25 miles each way to go to high school. And we were so close to the North Dakota border that the closest high school was in North Dakota. And there were 9 in my graduating class. So when you talk about humble beginnings, that's really what I want to talk about. Is that's where I started, and now I'm the CEO of a company that's helping entrepreneurs all across the country access funding and working capital. And one of the biggest problems businesses have is they're accessing capital.
So, what was it like for you when you were growing up, having that journey? I mean, being the only kid in your grade, okay, you've got the cold, you've got people of other grades around you.
Yeah.
How did that shape you? What were some of the things that happened there that shaped you to be the man you are today?
So when I was a first grader, because I didn't go to kindergarten, we didn't have that. The next closest was fourth grade. So those kids were 4 years older than me. So I was really isolated by myself. And then when I became a fourth grader, there was 4 first graders. And so there was this gap along the way. And I would watch TV and I would watch Robin Leach's lifestyles of the rich and famous. And I just thought, man, what a beautiful thing that would be, all these beautiful homes and Lear jets and all that kind of stuff. And I saw my mom and dad struggle so much. They worked so hard and it was just so demanding. And you'd work all summer, all spring and summer, planting the crops and taking care of them. And then in August, a hailstorm would come through and wipe it all out. And I wanted to become an entrepreneur so that I could become successful in business and have that predictability and help my mom and dad financially. I just didn't realize how unpredictable being an entrepreneur is, because being an entrepreneur and running a business, there's a lot of unpredictability in that. And
And
so,
what was the biggest lesson that you got being a child of South Dakota and seeing your parents struggle so much? What was the biggest lesson that you got from that?
hard work and grit, because when those hailstorms would come through and wipe out all the crops, we had to buckle down and make it through the cold winter and try it again next year. And there wasn't going to the beach, there wasn't, oh, well, that's it, or quitting. When we were given a chore, we were never told, do you like to do it or not? We just knew we had to do it. When you're milking 100 dairy cows and it's 40 degrees below zero, the cows have to eat, they have to drink, and we have to go out there and make sure that they got food and water. And so there wasn't an option that, well, we'll just do that tomorrow. There was never that. It was, you got to do it. And that's one of the biggest life lessons that I was instilled with, is just do it. We have to do it. And for all of those of you out there looking to start a business, just go start it. Try it. And I know there's a lot of fear and a lot of doubt, and a lot of people tell you, just sit on the couch and be comfortable. No, that's not what the voice that's inside, because that wasn't the voice inside with me. And I started to follow that voice. And trust me, a lot of people back home told me, oh, you're just a farm kid. You'll always be a farm kid. Well, you know, 30 years later, I'm not just a farm kid, but I still have that work ethic in me, and it still comes across, and the desire to help and bring the communities together. And that's what we really do with our business funding.
So, how did you handle people saying, no, you can't, or you'll always be a farm kid?
So when you're the only one in your grade, you learn how to fend for yourself real quick. And that's what stuck with me. And then I got to go at my own pace through school. I liked school a lot, and I always wanted to learn. And I would finish the year a month ahead of time. And then when I went to high school, I really connected with the seniors, because I was always, we were instilled with responsibility at a very young age on the farm. And with that comes respect. And I was really respected. And so the teachers, getting our driver's license when we're 14 in South Dakota, in North Dakota, it's 16. And we had to take driver's ed. I had to take driver's ed, and I already had my license for 2 years. It was a crazy situation, but that's just the way it was. So that leadership that you're instilled when you're on a farm, you have to take ownership of it, and those responsibilities, and doing chores, and taking care of the cattle, and taking care of everything, right? And so all of that is what comes out of me every day, because that's what was instilled in me at a very young age. And that's how the business operates.
So, what did you do once you've graduated? What was your next step?
So I went to school to become a teacher. I wanted to be a math. I majored in math and music. I was a double major. But at night, from 4 o'clock in the afternoon to 2:30 in the morning, I worked at the cabinet factory, and I was making twice as much working at the cabinet factory than a starting teacher makes. And being a math major, I didn't take long to figure out that probably teaching wasn't the best career path. And so I wanted to be an entrepreneur, and I started selling long distance phone service. And from that opportunity of selling the long distance phone service, I moved to Georgia all by myself, since that's how I was raised. And I worked selling long distance with a Baptist preacher down in Savannah, Georgia. And then from there, the journey went to Las Vegas, and I opened up a call center at the age of 26. And we had 60 employees, and we processed credit card applications for a bank with people with bad credit. And that's how I got into the consumer credit and the finance industry. And that's really what launched everything. When you're 26 years old, you're responsible for 60 some employees. It's a handful, especially when you're by yourself and you grew up on a farm and you have no knowledge of this. But I had great mentors. And that's the other thing. If you want to start a business, find mentors, and not people that are where you're at, but people where you want to be and that have done it. And through that journey, I actually met a gentleman who some of your audience will know, and his name is Kevin Harrington. And he was the original shark on the hit show Shark Tank. And now we're business partners. I've been on his show, Get Down to Business with Kevin Harrington, which aired on the Fox Business Network. I've been on it 4 times. I've been on a TV show called MoneyTV over 60 times. And now to be on this show, it's just phenomenal. Thinking back, coming from a one-room schoolhouse on a 3,500 acre dairy farm, to be out, to be able to touch and share my story to millions of people all over the world, is just what a what a great experience, what an opportunity. And everybody has that opportunity. You just got to work and get up every day. And so that's what I would say to the audience that's watching right now. What is it that is your passion, and are you doing it? Are you chasing those dreams, or are those negative thoughts holding you back? Don't let any negative thought hold you back. Go try, go fail. And Thomas Edison said, I didn't fail 2,000 times on creating the light bulb. I just found 2,000 ways how not to do it. So I just, that's what I want to share with your audience.
I love you've got to follow your passion, because I love TV as well. And doing this is a passion project for me. When you've got somebody out there watching and they want to live their passion, but the family is against them, the friends are against them, the market seems to be against them, the financial situation seems to be against them. Everybody is saying, and everything showing them, no, don't do this. Would you say that they should not do it, or be bloody minded and follow their heart, follow their dream, and either succeed and fail or completely succeed?
Well, I would listen to the person telling you no. Why are they telling you no? Is it so that you won't succeed and make them feel inferior? Or are they saying no because they want you to stay protected and they don't want to see you get hurt? Either way, that's beside the point. What do you want to do? Steve Harvey, if you go to YouTube, you can look up Steve Harvey jump. And he's a phenomenal motivational speaker, even though he does Family Feud and, he was a comedian and stuff. But life lessons, jump. I got bills to pay. I got this. And then the other thing I would say, the easiest way to kill a dream, especially with a person with big dreams, is to tell it to a small minded person that doesn't understand. Today, you have ChatGPT, you have the internet. I didn't have all of that growing up. I didn't have ways to connect, and I still found a shark to work with. There are mentors out there. There are people, and really what's happening is it's called the Great Wealth Transfer. There's $68 trillion of wealth that's being transferred because the baby boomers here are retiring. They're selling their business. They're closing their business down. They're transferring those assets to this new generation. The opportunity has never been like it is right now for those people that want to start a business, that want to buy an existing business, that want to not do the 9 to 5 and disrupt the poverty mentality in the family. You have a chance. You need to buckle down, do your research, and then go for it. Don't go blind and don't go uninformed. And there's 4 stages of business: the naive, energetic person. And then once they get some failures, then they're the pessimist. And then once you break through that, oh, it's not going to work, it's not going to work. You understand that that's really how business is. And that's where the entrepreneur shines. And those that can break through are the ones that succeed. And then the ones that succeed start to attract more, and then you'll create generational wealth. But it's a journey. It isn't a hobby. And I tell people, because I talk to business owners all day long, and I can tell you're either running a hobby or you're running a serious business, because business is serious. Just like we had animals to take care of on the farm, you have as a business, you have employees. And for every paycheck that your company is issuing, there's 2.5 mouths being fed on average by that one paycheck. And so you have responsibility. And yes, it's fun in business, but it is serious. And you have other people. But that's the fun. That's the journey. You're like an artist. You're like a baker. You're creating. And that's what small business owners do, is they create. They solve a problem and they help. And that's what we do right here with Trycera, our company, is we find those entrepreneurs that are looking for money, and we explain how the credit system works. The business credit system, which is 5 to 10 times more powerful than using your personal credit. And so we put a path and a plan together for that business owner to fix their cash shortage right now, but then to set them up so that they'll always have access to it as their business grows and scales. And then we work with accredited investors, and we'll match up companies with investors that are part of this great wealth transfer to help pass that wisdom down. Take a business owner that's selling his business. He doesn't want to sell it and get one check and have to pay all the taxes. He'll get paid out over 5 years, and he can stay on as an executive and make sure that that new owner gets that wisdom that he has experienced all along that journey, and save that new owner all the pain from learning the hard way. And that's that wealth, and it's that knowledge transfer, and it's just a beautiful thing to see. And so for
This is incredible, because you're talking about my heart here as well. What you're saying is true, real, honest to goodness business advice. And you're being so, you're actually, it's really funny, because when people think of business credit, oh, credit's bad, debt, credit, the mindset is not there. And they then look at companies that are offering help, like your company, and you're not doing it to force failure onto your clients. You're actually helping your clients succeed.
We're teaching them. And now I'm going back to what I went to school for. I wanted to be a teacher, and now that's what I'm doing. So this journey has given me what was instilled in me. I just picked the wrong vehicle, and now I'm in the right vehicle where I can reach out to people. And when I had the call center and learned the consumer credit, well, I would talk to people all the time. I still do today, but the FICO score, right? It's a computer generated score. 800 is really good. 500 is really bad. And it's funny, people think their FICO score is their character reference score. The higher it is, the straighter they sit up, the prouder they feel. The lower it is, oh, I'm not worthy. You're the same person. It's the computer telling you what the score is. So let's fix the score. Let's fix the computer system. And then the banks will look at you. And by the way, when you get that denial, it's their computer that's denying you. It's no person. They're not.
Oh, but you know exactly, yeah. And this is why we have people like yourself on the show, because today you have shown us you are a true voice of vision with a message that matters. Now, how can people find you?
So go to Trycera.com, Trycera.com, and there's tons of information. There's videos that explain how this broken credit system works and how we can help. We have different packages, no matter.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Fantastic. Well, Ray, thank you for being on the show today. This has been another Speakers on Edge, 15 minutes of fame and a few extra minutes because he's interesting. We'll see you next time, folks. Bye.